You know what's worse than losing a battle? Losing a whole country in one afternoon. That's exactly what happened to the Anglo-Saxons in 1066. The Battle of Hastings, fought on October 14th, 1066, changed England forever. But here's the thing. You haven't heard these facts before. Forget the basic history class version. We're talking about hidden strategies, gruesome secrets, and a royal prophecy gone horribly wrong. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a mind-blowing history video from Infinitia Verity. Trust me, history is way crazier than you think. If Harold had won, how different would England be today? Let us know in the comments. King Edward the Confessor supposedly told Harold, "Beware the wrath from across the sea." A few months later, guess what? William sailed across the sea. Moral of the story, listen to dying kings. History makes it sound like it was just William versus Harold. Nope. There were actually 5 men who said, "That's my throne." One of them was the King of Denmark, and another was Edgar Atheling, a teenager who, well, did nothing. Harold had elite troops called the Housecarls, some of the best warriors in Europe, but they were still marching south when Harold decided, screw it, we fight now. Had he waited, things might have gone differently. William got official permission from the Pope to invade England. The church basically said, yeah, go ahead, take over the country. Talk about divine intervention. Before IKEA, there were the Normans. William's army brought pre-cut wooden castle parts with them so they could build fortresses immediately upon landing. Within days of arrival, they had defences in place. Harold? He had tents. The night before the battle, Harold's men spent hours drinking and celebrating. William's troops praying. The next morning, the Normans woke up fresh and ready, while the Anglo-Saxons had a medieval hangover. Harold's shield wall was nearly unbreakable. The Normans only won because they faked a retreat, tricking Harold's men into breaking formation. It's like falling for one more episode on Netflix, and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and your life is ruined. At one point, William was knocked off his horse. His men thought he was dead, and they started to retreat. He had to pull off his helmet and yell that he was still alive. Imagine winning a kingdom but almost dying because you fell off a horse. According to legend, blood soaked the ground so much that grass refused to grow there for decades. William later built Battle Abbey on the exact spot where Harold fell, probably to make sure the ghosts didn't haunt him. When Harold was killed, his face was unrecognizable. His own mother couldn't confirm it was him. The only person who could, his mistress, Edith Swanneck, who supposedly recognized his body by marks only she knew. We'll let you figure that one out. William didn't just win, he sent severed heads of English nobles back to Normandy as trophies. Brutal. After William took over, thousands of Anglo-Saxons fled to Scotland and Ireland. Some of them even became Vikings and raided Norman territory later. For 300 years after Hastings, English nobles spoke French. If not for peasants keeping Old English alive, you'd be watching this video in French right now. William wanted total control, so he created the Domesday Book in 1086, a massive survey of every person, farm and pig in England. It was basically the first government census. Legends say Harold's ghost still haunts the Battle of Hastings site. Visitors claim they hear the sound of clashing swords at night. Years later, William died by falling off a horse. But here's the worst part. His body was too fat to fit in his coffin. Monks had to force him in, and let's just say, things got messy. William's sons fought each other constantly. Within a generation, the Normans nearly lost England again. Talk about bad family planning. To stop rebellions, William built the Tower of London, and fun fact, it still holds the crown jewels today. The famous Bayeux Tapestry wasn't made by historians. It was a PR stunt, ordered by William's brother to make him look great. King Charles III is directly descended from William the Conqueror. That means the Normans still technically run England almost 1,000 years later. Enjoyed this video? Smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with more mind-blowing historical breakdowns from Infinitia Verity.